Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 22 with me, Mr. Sealy P. These are mods for Wednesday the 16th of November. We do have some updates as well. The Welker Farms map by Mappers Paradise has had an update. It doesn't say whether or not it needs a new save game or not. The map La Coronea by ER Shabba has had an update. That one, the changelog is huge, the amount of stuff that's changed on that, but also doesn't say it needs an update. Or a new save game, should I say, not an update. The Angevin Countryside by Mael LTA, or Mael, also had an update, doesn't say if it needs to have a new save game or not. And then we've got the Jens Kober Hybrid by HR Forst and Fahrzeugbau have all had updates. In front of me, we have got the Hall for Machinery by Rejstar. This is 9.15 megabytes download, 8 slots on console, 59,900 to buy, 3-door garage, well, 4-door if you include the pedestrian access on the left-hand side. 2 smaller doors and a large door for getting your, well, I'll say combines. It depends what wheels you've got on them, I guess. There's no lighting inside. Bit of the old stucco, is it? Stucco? On the outside, so it looks like it. Nice detailing on the timber framing. I don't know, are they lights? Oh, there is a light switch. But it's me saying there's no light switch. God dear. I came in and looked, noticed no lights, couldn't see any, but there they are, look. Take all that back. You find it under build mode, you find it under sheds. Just there. Slot count comes down to 1. Very nice indeed. The Hall for Machinery by Rejstar. Next, we've got the Christmas Market. I'm glad this has made a return, but this has got some nice additions to it. Christmas Market by OmaTana, 11.99 megabytes to download. And there's all this goodness here. So, we have got 4 different sell points. Now, these are all sell points that have got cabins. We've got a 5th sell point that's just a generic one. Now, each one of these at the back is a sell point for different products. It does list them all, but what I'll do when we have a look at it in the build mode, you can see which ones it will sell to. I can read them all out if you want to, but anyway. Gingerbread selling station will do wheat, barley, oats, flour, sugar, beets, sugarcane, sugar, eggs, water, honey, raisins, various oils, butter, chocolate. The drinking selling station will do sugar beet cut, I think. It says sugar beet schnitzel, sugarcane, water, grapes, grape juice, honey. The snack selling station will do water, potatoes, sunflower seeds, tomatoes, lettuce, bread, honey, sugar, flour, various oils, raisins, butter, eggs, strawberries, grape juice, chocolate, cake, muesli, cheese. The wooden toys selling station, you can sell wood. And then you've got the universal selling station, which is in front of me, and that will do everything. So if you want to set up a market, you can. Now, each one of these, all 4 of these, there's a decorative version of these as well, and the slot counts are the same. We've got 6 slots, 10 slots, and 7 slots. That's 1 slot. We'll get there. We've then got lights. Now, the light sections come as you have either got a double pole, so it's got 2 poles, and a string of lights between it, so if you want to just put odd ones up. There's another one that's got a single pole with 1 set of lights that goes that way, or the other way, depends which way you swing it around, so you can string them together. And then there's a single pole on its own, so if you end up with a string with 1 string coming out and nothing on the end, there's a pole that goes with it. There's also decorative standing benches, there's decorative or standing tables, sitting benches, and then we've got this covered area here. As you can see, all the lights are on, but it's lovely. So we go to the gingerbread one. So the sell point here for the gingerbread one is right there. Now if we come up to it, it says play music. Now when these came out before, I'm pretty sure that music is played by OmaTana herself. I'm sure she plays that. So that plays music. Got this one here, the drinks one. If we come over to this side, it says pour beverage again. You get the sounds of beverages being poured. We've then got the snack one. I don't think the snack one has anything in particular it does. I think you can pick up snacks you can take away with you if you want. But so you've got a snack one. And then the same here with the wooden toys one. I think we can play music here. And this one actually picks up the little, it's like a little wooden flute, piccolo type. Oh, there's going to be a name for it. I know there is. Oh, you can pick one up. Let me see that. I meant to just It does have the option to play music. It did it. I ruined that by because there's a speaker there. Oh, there you go. Play music. No, it's picked up object again. Just play the music. I suppose it's because I'm... There we go. It's because I was touching an object as well. There you go. So, that's all those parts. Well, you will find all of these things. I love it. So you can set up your own Christmas market, especially if you're on a map and you're going to get snow and that kind of stuff. There's snowmen, all different modded things out there that you can buy up in Christmas trees and stuff. It just makes it nice and festive. So, under build mode and production, and then sell points is where you'll find all of the sell points. They're only £1,000 anyway. Slot counts come back down to 1. The gingerbread selling station, beverages stall selling station, the Imbis booth selling station, that's the snacks one, and the Christmas market toys selling station. Then on the end there, the selling station plain. If we come off of that and we go up to decoration, lights. So then you can see here we've got the double string. It's two over here so you can see. So double string, you can rotate it any way around you want. You can have that as your start one if you want to. Then we've got the single ones. Now these actually line up pretty well, the single ones. So you can put those on. But if you swing it around that way, if you set up another string and you've got one on its own like that, you can then get your end post and you can put an end post on as well to finish that all off. Nice and neat and tidy, he says. Like that. And then if we go to other, it's where you'll find all the rest of them. So you've got these decorative. So what you can do, if you want to set up a Christmas market but you only want one sell point, you can use all these decorative ones, set it up, and then use the universal sell point, that one there, and just have that kind of in the middle. So you can sell all the products at the one sell point. So rather than have multiple sell points, just have the one. So you can still set up the market. So they're all there. You've got that one there. You can set up multiple ones of those as well. We then got the standing tables, and we've got the picnic benches too. So that's very cool, that. I like it. Slot counts on these. The lights are 3 slots and 2 slots. And then the bench, these are the same slot counts as the main ones. So these go 6, 6, 10, 7. And I think these tables and chairs and stuff are only 3, 2 and 1. I think it's 3, 2 and 1. Obviously the same one at the moment because I've got one out. So there we go. Christmas Market by OmaTana. Lovely. We'll get to that later on. Over here we've got Feed Production. This by FSPT, 3.29 megabytes download. These are 6 slots each. There are 2 of them. There's one that does TMR and there's one that does pig food. Now I have to say, inputs on these aren't horrendous. And the actual processing speed, in the time it's taken me to set up the mod review, since I set these up and then went around and did the rest, they've produced a fair bit. As you can see here, Total Mix Ration is 7,988 litres already, and over here we're at 8,031 of pig food. So they don't hang about. These will take 400,000 litres of each product. If we go up the top there, Total Mix Ration, you can see across there, I did put some bits of each in. Mineral feed's expensive. It will take 400,000 litres, but you don't need that much, I don't think. Although, when you look at the recipe, 1,000 of silage, 500 hay, 1,000 mineral feed. That's quite high on the mineral feed. That's going to get quite pricey, in all honesty, but you can't do it without. So, I mean, in all honesty, I would prefer it. I mean, this is just my own, because of how expensive mineral feed is. The other things you can produce yourself, but that you need to buy. And there are some mods you can make it, but if it was like 1,000, 1,250 and 1,000, or, you know, something that made it so you didn't use anywhere near as much mineral feed would probably be better. But anyway, regardless of that, 400,000 litres of each, and as you can see, it comes out pretty quickly. Cycles per month are only 48, but because of the amounts you're putting in for each recipe. Then the pig food one, 1,000 of chaff, 500 potatoes to 500 of sugar beet. Again, these will hold 400,000 litres of each product. And then out comes... Now, you do lose a bit. Obviously, this is a 2-to-1 because that totals 2,000 and you're only getting 1,000 out. But potatoes and sugar beet, you get tons of it. And the same with chaff. I mean, as a pig food recipe, that's pretty good. And the speed it processes, I think, is well worth it. You'll find these under build mode productions. Out on the end there. 20 grand each. That's all they're going to cost you. Slot count comes down to 1. So pretty handy, I have to say. Next, we have the Grape silo. This is by Chenben, 1.58 megabytes download, 12 slots on console, 60 grand to buy with a 200,000 litre capacity. Now it doesn't have, I thought when you tips in there for all that conveyor belt, the conveyor belt doesn't run, not on console anyway. Putting in is done there, taking out is done here. I think I've got 200,000 litres in here, yeah, 200,000 litre capacity. Nicely made, nicely detailed, nice bit of weathering on it. For your grapes. Under build mode, under silos, out on the end, or not quite on the end, 60,000. Slot count comes down from 12 to 1. Grape silo by Chenben. Next we've got the open chicken coop. As you can see, it's open. They can have a good old wander. We have got a few eggs. Thank you very much. We've got a few eggs there. This is 7.62 millimeters. 7.62 megabyte download, 13 slots on console, 4,500 bytes by naimog mod. This will hold 47 of your earth chickens. Dialog box is just there. Feed trigger is just here. Egg box is spawned there. You can open the door. I've said this before, I miss the days when you went in and collected the eggs. I like that. I know I like having the egg boxes, but maybe you could go and collect the eggs and take them around. I know it got a little bit much, and you know, if you've got hundreds and hundreds of eggs to collect, but it was cool, wasn't it? Build mode, animals, chickens, 4,500 to buy. Slot count comes down to 1. It's a nice one for a small farm. You can place a few of these. That price, it's not hugely expensive. Yeah. Nothing else to say about that. Chicken coop. Open chicken coop by naimog mod. Next, we move on to these. This is floriculture. So we've got greenhouses for flowers. Now, I'm not going to lie. What these take is they take quite a lot of ingredients. 9.68 megabytes download, 23 slots for the first one, then the slot count comes down. They're 20,000 each to buy. This is by VX Mapping. There's also a sell point, which you saw at the back with the flowers. I'll look at that in a minute. The sell point is 14 slots and 1,500 to buy. Now, I've got these set up in order that they come in. Now, unlike some mods, these take seed, water, they take manure, and they take solid fertilizer. Now, some of them have a recipe where you do water, seed, and manure, water, seed, and solid fertilizer. You can pick. This does all of them. So you're doubling up on your fertilizer, and the recipes are okay, but they do take a fair bit. That being said, they look fantastic. Open the doors up and go inside. I haven't got them running at the moment, but we'll turn these on. So these are the flowers we can do. Edelweiss, daisy, orange daisy, bluebell, yellow coneflower, and daylily. So we'll put the first one on Edelweiss, second one on daisy, third one on orange daisy, then bluebell, then yellow coneflower, and then daylily. They're all now running. So and that's what I was going to show you. And putting them all on, that's great. But so the recipes: 2010, 2030, 10 out. So you've got a lot of inputs. 768 cycles per month. So that's why they run pretty effectively. But water's 50,000 litres, seed was 20,000 litres, manure was 30,000 litres, and solid fertiliser was 30,000 litres. They do take quite a lot. You can run all of them if you want to. At the moment, if we come out and we go up to our first one here, which at the moment has just got these in very sort of small form. But if you want to, you can run all of them. It does slow everything down, but you can run all of them together in one greenhouse if you want to. You don't have to have just individual ones. The Edelweiss, when they come out, look like that on a trolley, and you get a trolley, but you still need to pick them up with a forklift or something like that. These aren't wheelable. You can't, it's object too heavy, so you can't wheel them. But I like that. That's something a bit different, having the trolleys of flowers on with the little trays of flowers. The level of detail that's gone into those is incredible. The daisies, little bit of sway there as well in the breeze. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Orange daisy, bluebells. They look amazing. It's just incredible. Yellow coneflower. And then lastly, the daylilies. They all look brilliant. Like I say, the level of detail that's gone into making them is incredible. Really, really nice quality mod. If we go over to the back, I've got some more that they produced earlier. Say yesterday, I sort of set this all up and then jumped through the night. But so that's them all on the trolleys there, and then that's the sell point. So under build mode, under production, under greenhouses, where you find the greenhouse. So it's one greenhouse, then you can just pick whichever flowers you want to run on them. And then if we go from there to sell points and out on the, well, not quite in the end, there we go. Sale of flowers, stock count comes down to 1,500 for the sale of flowers. And what I will do is go into this menu and we'll have a look at the pricing as well. Depends what mods I've got installed, because this can obviously, we end up scrolling down lists and lists and lists and lists, especially with all the new stuff. There we go. Price, wow. Yeah, I have to say, I've got Sell Everything mod by Schultz Modding, and then there's the sell points on the map. But Orange Daisy price seems pretty much kind of okay. Sale of Flowers is at the top. Same with that one. Bluebell price is almost double. Edelweiss, look at the price in Edelweiss. 5667. Now the Edelweiss is a lot slower growing. That's why you get more money for it. And the yellow coneflower, so I have to say, those ones, I suppose it's different. It's like sugar beet and potato, isn't it? Price is very low, but you get loads and loads of it. So the same with these. Although the price is $7.09, you think, oh, that's not very good, but you get more of those, as you can see from where they are. The bluebells and the yellow daisies, we've got loads there, whereas the Edelweiss, there's not as many. So yeah, whilst you get more money for that, you get more of those. So it depends how you kind of want to look at it. But anyway, very nice indeed. The Floriculture by VX mapping. Next, we've got the long big bag lifter. Are these big bags, or are you just happy to see me? Anyway, 2.76 megabytes download. It's by JG Farms Modding. One slot. You'll find this under Tools and Miscellaneous. It's an interesting one, and it gets better, trust me. 1,950 slot count was one anyway. We can have a telehandler attacher, wheel loader attacher on those. We can change the main colour to anything on that palette, like so. It's just a long spike, really. Now, if you want to, you can do jousting. Get a couple of you with a couple of wheel loaders or a couple of telehandlers. A couple of these on. You can charge towards each other. That'd be quite amusing to watch. Anyway, so in you go. Pick up your bags. Happy days. All is good in the world. However, if there's a lot of bags, the wheel loader or telehandler gets really, really happy. Why is that not? There we go. You're so happy to see all the extra bags that you can extend the length on it. And you can put loads on it. Now obviously, if you're going to put loads of bags out on the front end, you're going to want to have a load of weight on the back end. Because obviously, the more weight you've got out front, the more it's going to want to tip. So if you are going to do jousting, you want to really... There you go. Straightforward. Nothing more to it than that. The long big bag lifter by JG Farms Modding. Moving on from there. We have these, the Pulluk, I think it's supposed to be it's Pulluk set, but it says Pulluk Seti by Mert, 11.01 megabytes download, 4 slots each on console. There are 2 plows in this. Now I have had a look at both. I can't, unless it is just the manufacturer's names, I can't, for them, but I can't tell a difference between the two, in all honesty. Apart from the fact that that's got more, oh, mine's gone blank. Anyway, it's got more than the other one. You'll see what I mean when we have a look at them. They're nicely made, nicely detailed. You'll find them under plows out there. So we've got the standard Pulluk, 7,500, 50 horsepower required. but we can change it. It says 1 meter, but when we change it, it doesn't go up. On the left-hand side, it doesn't go up. But it's got 3 shanks, 4, 5, 6. So the one that's further away, I've got more shanks on it. This one, I think I only went for 4, did I, or 3? We can change the main colour setting on that palette. And then we've got the Pimley Pulluk. Is it a little bit bigger, a little bit taller maybe? It might be the shanks are deeper. Rippers, coulters. Oh, there's a... And it's mould boards often, but anyway, regardless. 3, 4, 5, 6 again on that. And again, main colour. I think maybe that's what it is. That one's a bit deeper, possibly. Anyway. Start up our tractor. Drop it down. And we're ploughing. We can create fields as well if we want to. Allow create fields. So if you want to extend your fields or make new ones, you absolutely can. The other one pretty much does the same thing. It's a plough. Obviously, the more you have on it, the wider it goes. That's the Pulluk Seti by Mert. Moving on from there. We've got these. If you're looking for affordable mowing, if you're getting started in the game, you're getting started on your map and you don't want to spend a lot on, this is the way to go. Lizard Cutting Bars by GnomAtom. 4.57 megabytes download. These are 2 slots each. We've got the 2 meter front mower, the 7 meter rear mower. And I have put in note on my notes, cheap. But they do the job. They mow. They don't windrow as they go or anything like that. They're just old school mowers. But they're brilliant. You find them under tools and mowers. Out on the end, 5,300 for the 7 meter rear cutter bar. Only 20 horsepower required. So if you've only got a small tractor as well, you're good as gold. And then for the 2 meter, also 20 horsepower required. These run, well, that run at 9, that run at 13, it says, which is quite impressive, but obviously we'll only run at the slowest one. Change the colour, we've got a whole load of different greens. And a red on the end. And then the same with the front one. Anything on that palette, which is the same as the other one. So you can mix and match or go the other way. It's entirely up to you. Jump in, start it up, front mower on. I love the cutter bar, side to side movement. And the sound of them as well. Awesome. Rear bar, hold it down. Turn it on. Chattering away. Combined, 7 meter cut. Cheap as chips. Absolutely cheap as chips. We're going up to 10 miles an hour. Happy as Larry. 7 meter cut width. That's brilliant. I love that. Nice and affordable. They work well, they sound great. The Lizard Cutting Bars by GnomAtom. What we're going to do as well is go to the next one, because this is kind of relevant. This is the He Who Cannot Be Named, the Kuhn GA 9531 by Slajmon. 5.5 pints, 5 points, I feel so drunk. 5.69 megabytes download. 4 slots on console, 9.3 meter wide windrower. Which you will find under windrowers. Out in the end there. 30 grand. Drops down to 1 slot, 75 horsepower required. We're running 11 miles an hour. We have standard or wide tyres. Main colour. Anything on that palette. So if you're feeling like something a little bit different, you absolutely can. Unfold. I don't think we have. No. Turn it on. Counter rotating, so it brings everything into the middle. It's a windrower, that's what it's supposed to do. Some of them push it all out to one side and that kind of thing. 9.3 meters. Windrower. Does the job you would expect a windrower to do. nicely made, nicely detailed, nice animations on the fold and unfold. Cool. The Kuhn GA 9531 by Slajmon. Next, we've got this beast. So powerful it needs to be kept strapped down at all times. This is the hand lawnmower by JMZ and Cubase. 3.37 megabytes download, 4 slots on console, 0.5 meters wide. Dare we unleash it? We dare. It's a bit of an animal. Now, this only runs at 3 miles an hour. So getting it out to wherever you're going, you're going to want to put it on a trailer. You can't lift it, so something like this where you can push it up onto a trailer is kind of the way to go. But if we enter the vehicle, start the engine, now what I have found, depending on the ground you're on, you can go like that, depends what, you know, that's the camera angles, you've either got that one. It can do that. It bounces between 1 and 3 miles an hour, which I think some people might find frustrating. If I put cruise control on, now sometimes it walks really, really smoothly, like it's doing now. It carries on at 3, and sometimes it kind of bounces between 1 and 3 miles an hour, which is a bit odd, but what I'll do is turn the engine off on that. There we go, now we can hear that a bit better. Right, so what we can do now is we have to turn it on to move it. If we lower the mower, lowers the mower. Are we cutting? Okay, that's weird. Oh. Start the engine, lower the mower, turn on the mower would be a good idea. Just having the engine started doesn't do it. Is that playing a tune? Or am I going mad? It is. Anyway. Turn off mower, lift mower. We unleashed the beast. We took a risk, we did it. So, you'll find this under vehicles and mowers. Where's my mowers? There we go. 1,500, that's all. Did I say any of that? I got so excited. 3.37 megabytes download, yeah. 1,500 to buy. You can have it with stickers or without. So if you don't want to have the branded lizard, you can take that off. Main colour, anything on that palette. Design colour. And then last design colour does the wheel trims. Jazz up your hand lawnmower. There you go. That's cool actually, by JMZ Cubase. Moving on from there. We have this, the RazorModdingTeam ABD 2.6 by 2. This by RazorModdingTeam, 10.69 megabytes download, 5 slots on console, 2.8 meters wide. This is a disc harrow. Is this one the disc harrow? This was the disc harrow. You'll find it under tools and disc arrows. There we go. Slot count comes down to 1, 80 horsepower required. We can have it standard or speed limit. Manufacturer up on the top arm, top link arm. Or you can have it speed limit and manufacturer, or off if you want. You can have colour of round reflectors. Round reflectors are at the front. We can change those from white to yellow to red. Colour of triangular reflectors on the back, so you can have those white, yellow or red. And then we can change the main colour to any one of those. Fairly straightforward. Drop it down. Shallow cultivation ensues. If you're doing it on mulch ground or something like that, obviously if you're doing it on something that's already been cultivated, that's fine. If you do it on ploughed ground, If you've already ploughed, but if you want to go kind of full, I'm going to go for the full seed bed effect, then you'll just get your regular, you know, it will look like cultivated ground. And I always kind of do the cultivators on a bit to show you whether it will go full cultivation or shallow cultivation or whatever, but there we go. Nice and straightforward. The Rosselmash ABD 2.6x2 by RazorModdingTeam. Next we got the Agrisem EcoPlow 3.5. This is a subsoiler. Now this is the same on this kind of ground. This subsoilers, generally speaking. Oh no, this was a front, wasn't it? I'm thinking, hang on a minute, I meant to stop earlier. This is a front one. So it's a subsoiler. It will give you a ploughed state. If your fields need ploughing, it will plough them, but a cultivated look. In this case, it gives you a shallow cultivated look. This one is 6.14 megabytes download, 4 slots on console, 3.5 meters wide. It's by JarviceOne. You will find it under subsoilers. Not too expensive either, actually. 8,500 for 3.5 meters, 170 horsepower required. No options available. You get it just like that. So what we'll do is we'll drop it down. It says what would be a good idea is if we actually get into the tractor. If we lower that, one of those days, lower the cultivator, subsoiler. So like I say, it is subsoiling. There we go. Does the job. So shallow cultivated look with subsoiling ploughed state. Very nice indeed. That's the Agrisem EcoPlow EcoPlow. Did I say EcoPlow before? EcoPlow 3.5. What we'll do is just drop that off. Next we have got the Fortschritt T890B01 cultivator. Now this one previously, when we had this on FS19, if I recall correctly, these sections all came separately and you had to connect them all on. It was a nightmare. So when I saw this, I thought, oh no, not that again. But actually this comes as one solid unit. Transportation is done in this direction, as you can see. This is 12 megabytes download, 8 slots on console, 9 meters wide. It's by Grabfeldschmiede and Ingo 376. You'll find this under cultivators. Out in the end. 25 grand for a 9 meter. That's pretty good, I have to say. 150 horsepower required. Wheel setup, we can have standard or we can have treaded tyres. Main colour, anything on that palette. Say for example, let's go for green, which does all of that. Then the actual cultivating sections come under design colour. So you can pick another colour or match it if you want to. Then rim colour, any one of those as well. Fairly straightforward. So like I say, for transportation, no problem at all. We get to where we're going. Unfold cultivator. Moves those wheels round into that direction as well. And then we detach. And what it's done is lowered the hitch on this side, which we can now hook up to. Now what we can do as well, to get that hitch out of the way, R1 and right stick up and down, we can raise and lower that hitch so we can get that hitch out of the way. When you come to drive off the field, you need to lower that down first. There you go, moves out of the way. Then swing it round, or whichever direction you've had it in the first place, it's entirely up to you. Drop the whole lot down. Off we go. Shallow cultivation. Now the reason there's a second one, because as you can see we've got 3 in a row here, which gives us down 9 meters, but then you get a bit of compaction from the wheels here, and obviously there's a lot of weight bearing down on that, so the one behind that just does a little bit of tidying up and loosens up soil behind that rear set of wheels. That's why there's another one directly behind that, because initially it doesn't look like it's doing anything, but that's what it's there for in the real world. So there you go. Fortschritt T890B01 cultivator by Grabfeldschmiede and Ingo 376. Next we've got the Lizard RCW3. This is by Puszkap. This is 9.71 megabytes download, 6 slots on console, 4 meter wide spread it says, 3,000 litre capacity. This will do fertiliser or lime, so I've got one of each. There's a few different options on this. I do like the open on this. It's got a little handle there, and it just winds it, just opens it a little bit. Everything floods down onto the spinning discs, and away it goes. Fantastic. You'll find this under fertilizer spreaders. 8,500. That's all. Obviously, it's not huge capacity. It's not a massive spread width, but the other reason I always get one of each, or try to when I do one of these, is to see whether the spread width for lime and fertilizer is the same, or whether fertilizer spreads wider than lime. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But options available. Wheel brand. We've got Lizard or BKT. We've got Standard, Standard 2. Under BKT, Standard, Standard 2. So tape cover. So the tape is the belt that moves it all. So we can have a cover on the front there, stop anyone getting caught up in that. Yes or no? PTO cover, yes or no? Warning triangles, I think, was that on the back? Yep, yes or no? Grid, that's inside. That's to stop stuff clumping up, big bits getting onto the belt and going along, so that's generally what that does in the real world. Rear support arm, that puts a support leg at the back there. When you disconnect, so it doesn't tip backwards. If you want that, you don't have to have it. Warning signs, yes or no, puts those on the back. Stickers, puts those all round, puts yellow manufacturer's stickers around it. Main colour, anything on that palette, does that. Design colour, I think does the belt. Was that the belt? The rollers, and then rim colour. License plate option 2. So one of them, this one I went with nothing on there at all, so everything's open, exposed, no stickers or anything like that. The other one, I went with all of it. Covers and everything, stickers everywhere, all the various different warning triangles and bits and bobs. So, what we'll first do is we'll open it, unfold. It's simple, but I like it. Turn it on, and out we go. 4 metre spread width. Happy days. And to be fair, that 3,000 litres will go quite a long way. It's nice and cheap to buy. What's not to like? And then we've got the liming. So what we'll do is... I don't see any reason why it won't be the same spread width. We need to make sure we open it first. Unfold. No, it's narrower. That's got to be 3 metres. Looking at that, not 2, is it? That's definitely narrow. I'm glad I checked it. So the darker one is your outside for your fertiliser, and then the lime on the inside. So I would say 4 metres and 3 metres is what we're probably looking at. So there we go. That's the Lizard RCW3 by Puszkap. Next, we've got this, the Poettinger Mex 6 by Pepe978, 4.12 megabytes download, 3 slots on console, 2 metres wide. This is a trailed forage harvester. Yeah, trailed forage harvester. I mean, that's really all there is to it. It does have a rear trailer hitch, so you can run this and then run next to it with a trailer if you want to, or you can hook a trailer behind it and you can run it in the field all as one unit. That's entirely up to you. You'll find this up the top under forage harvester headers. Out on the end there, 18,500, 140 horsepower required. Slot count comes down to 1. No options on it. You get it just like that. We'll hook up. Pipe out. Hook up our trailer. That should unfold quite happily. And then we go to unfold header, which swings it out to the side. Turn it on. Does that drop down? Drop it down, and away we go. We are forage harvesting. The trailer, depending on what size trailer you've got, you don't want to go too huge. Should sit just on the inside, so you shouldn't get, if you've got crop destruction on it, shouldn't clatter over and destroy any of your crops. It should keep out the way. And there we are. We are silage harvesting, forage harvesting our corn, which is what it's designed to do. Like I say, you can run this and you can run next to it, and then it should put out into a trailer if you run next to it. But the Poettinger Mex 6 trailed forage harvester by Pepe978 does the job. Next, we've got these. This is representative of, I'm glad they made a return, the Capello Quasar Pack. We might have had some already, I'm trying to think. But anyway, doesn't matter, they're back. But this one in particular is awesome. This is by Alife. It's 15.65 megabytes download. There's 6 slots each. There's a 12 meter, a 15 meter, and an 18 meter, which this one is. 18 meter corn or sunflower header. I think I've gone for sunflower, yeah, because I did the corn just now. You'll find these under corn headers. So the largest base game one is the John Deere one there, I think, at 12, isn't it? As base game. I know there's modded ones out there, but we've got the Quasar HS16, 12 meters, 6 slots. The HS20, 6 slots, 15 meters, and the HS24, 18 meters, also 6 slots. Options are the same on each one. We can change the main color, so depending on what harvesters you're running, you can match them up to your harvesters if you want, or you can just go in a completely different direction. It's entirely up to you. I went for class because I've got a class for this demo I have anyway. But this is the 18 meter Capello Quasar header. Animation for the unfold. Not too shabby. Let's turn it on. Augers running into the middle. All the belts and pulleys and stuff working as they should. 18 meters. That's insane. It only runs at 6 miles an hour. It's like a 10-mile-an-hour one, everything like that. But that being said, if you're running at 18 meters wide, you're going to clear fields in absolutely no time. But yeah, so 12, a 15, or an 18 meter. The Capello Quasar Pack by Alife. And the great thing is they're easy to transport from fields because of, even folded, this one's quite wide, but that being said, it's still awesome. Next, we have this, the JCB Teleskid by RazorModdingTeam, 12.13 megabytes download, 9 slots on console. Nice. Just looks like a normal skid steer loader. Of course it does, but it has a little trick up its sleeve. Is this the first? No, we had one with Rosen mods, but an older version, didn't we? Vehicles. Skid steer loaders. Out to the end. 58 grand for the base model. 74 horsepower. Slot count comes down to 1. So we can have it with 3TS 8W tyres, 8W wides, or tracks. If we go to the tyres first, we'll have a look at that. We have clean windows, or tinted, design standard, with grid, with forest grid, or full Mad Max. Grid and forest grid, if you really want to stay protected from the outside world. Without beacons or with, that puts quite a few beacons on there. Hang on, the one I've got is only... That's what I've got 3 or 4. I thought I only had 3. Doesn't matter. Main colour, yellow or black. Rim colour, well, it says black, but it's more of a grey, but it doesn't matter. Regardless, you can have the stealth version if you want. And then there's a license plate option on there too. But the trick up the sleeve on this one, being that it's a Teleskid, I put the forks next one. Yeah, I've only got 1 beacon on mine. Oh, that's because I went for the forest rack, that's why. If you have it on the roof, you have 4. If you go for the forest rack, you have 3 on there. It's no slouch, which is cool. We got a raise and lower, and the raise is cool. Nice boom height, but because it's the Teleskid, it's a telehandler skid steer loader with increased reach and capacity. I love that. That's really cool. Who is it? Ryan Custom? Was it Custom Farms that I watched that got one of these a while back? Or was it the Welkers had one for a while? Can't remember. Somebody did. But anyway, that's the JCB Teleskid by RazorModdingTeam. Lovely. Next, we've got this. This is the Komatsu PC300 excavator by Pepe978. 15.89 megabytes download, 8 slots on console. This may have a problem though. I've checked this over and over and I thought I was going mad. I still might be. It's still showing in the mod hub. It's not showing as updated or anything, but there are supposed to be two versions of this. You find it under vehicles and miscellaneous. So you've got 195,000 and the bucket will take all that stuff. The bucket's a 4,000 litre bucket, which is really cool. So that is the excavator version. That is Komatsu Forest. It's supposed to be the Komatsu crawler excavator with forest processor and shovel. So you've got the excavator price, forest processor price. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. It's under miscellaneous here. There it is. I take that back. Hasn't got a problem at all. I have the problem. Right. Ignore that. This one is the excavator version. I've got another one. I got two because I wasn't sure whether it was me that was doing it. So as I was saying, under vehicles, because I was switching between the two, not that one, that one. I was going Komatsu Forest, Komatsu Excavator. I'm like, okay, well, why is that head not changing? Surely the head should change. If you've got one's Forest, one's Excavator. I then went in and checked the vehicles and the forestry vehicles, couldn't find it. And my mind was like, okay, that doesn't make any sense. There's no other options on it, just that. So, start the engine. L1, right stick up and down, and side to side. Movement's pretty rapid, it's not slow. It runs at 6 miles an hour as well, which isn't too slow either. You're still probably going to want to put it on a low loader for transportation. Does its thing. R1 and right stick up and down, and then side to side does your bucket curl. But I say, with the 4,000 litre capacity, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Beacon, horn, interior view. Very nice. So, what I'll do, I'll just switch to the other one I got, which is here. So what I'm hoping is that once we go over this, it will just switch from the bucket, because it doesn't give me the option to detach this bucket. But I'm assuming just going over this, it will, there we go, there it just switches it out. Brilliant. So, turn on header, we can change the cut width, cut length, width, up to 12 meters. We can rotate the head. Can we tilt the head? I don't think we can. No option to tilt the head. So we can use it as an excavator or a forest harvester processor. Very nice indeed, especially with all the new forestry stuff on Silver Run. Will probably come in rather handy. I'm glad I worked that out. There was me like, it's going to need an update. I can't work it out. Why has it not got the processor head on it? There we go. It's just a case of, as soon as I disconnect that, it should go back to the bucket as well. Detach. There we go. Bucket reappears. Lovely. The Komatsu PC300 by Pepe978, which brings you on to the last of the mods for 16th of November. And it's this, the new Holland Cr690 by Rick Black Label TWD Modding, 29.58 megabytes download, 19 slots on console for the harvester. We've then got headers, two of. We have got a 12 meter at 12 slots. We've got an 13.7 meter at 11 slots, which is this one, which has got its own header trailer built in. And then we've got the Kuhn header, which is 10 meters at 10 slots. So I bought out the Kuhn one just to show you that. We've already done it. It's a Kuhn header. Doesn't fold. It's 10 meters wide, doesn't fold. And I bought out the one with its own header trailer built in. But if we go into our harvesters first, out to the very end, and it's got quite a few options with regard to capacity. We've got the 6.9, 11,500 litre. We've got the 7.9, so these also change the horsepower as well. 419 horsepower, 11,500 litres. We've got this 880, 449 horsepower, 11,500 litres. The 890, 517 horsepower, same literage. The 98, 531 horsepower, 11,500 litres. Then we go to the 99, 571 horsepower, 13,200 litre tank. So a change in that. Then we go to the 10.9, still 13,200 litres, but 700 horsepower. So that's what we can go all up to the 10.9. We've got the optional Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, BKT, Rejstar back, and a Trelleborg. We've got wide, crawler track, Michelin, standard, wide, standard 2, which is crawler track, Continental, standard, wide, Mitas, standard, wide, BKT, just that, Rejstar, standard, wide, back to Trelleborg. So it's Trelleborg and Michelin that have got the crawler track options. The others have got standards and wides. We've got lights, standard, or we've got xenon, which is a bit different. Xenon headlights, lights. We've got pipe short hydraulic, pipe long. We've got style, standard, revolution edition, which makes the top section rather than black be yellow. And then we've got the Tiger edition. Rim color, anything on that palette. License plate option on there too. We come out of there, go to tools, up to headers, out to the very end. We've got the Verifeed 41 foot, which is the 12 meter, like I said, 12 slots. Options on that, none. And then we've got the Superflex Draper 45 foot, which has got the built-in header trailer, 13.7 meter, 11 slots, comes like that. And if we come out of there and go to Kuhn headers, you might have seen it there. So we're looking at the other ones. The Kuhn cutter, 10 meters wide, 10 slots. No options on that either. So what we'll do is start that up. We'll move that one out of the way. We'll do the Draper. It's lovely movement. I really do like that. What I did like as well was when you change the colour for the rims, if you've got crawler tracks, it changes all the jockey wheel colours as well, which is quite cool. Let's unfold the harvester, which does that. Horn, beacons, the lights, because they're xenon, well, I went for the xenon, almost got like a bluish kind of tinge to it. As I recall from doing chemistry, xenon's heavy, isn't it? I remember we put xenon into balloons and they just dropped to the floor. Not as great to do the lights, but... So, lift it up, fold the header. We can raise and lower the reel and bring it in and out. You can do it with most headers now. Draper belts on it. Let's lower that down. We do also have on this one, is it L1, R1? Left stick side to side does the rear spout, or the spout on the pipe, so the rear. It's at the rear at the moment, spout on the pipe, so we're moving that up and down, adjusting the angle of that, the angle of the dangle. And then right stick, side to side, opens and closes the door. So L1, R1, right stick, like so. Take this off. And there we go. I did have a look in the back. If you enable or disable the straw swap, nothing changes in the back. The chute doesn't adjust. You can disable it. Like I say, it doesn't move anything in there, but it just enables or disables the straw swap. Interior, nicely detailed. So the harvester all the way up to a 1090. 3 headers. Different editions, nicely made, looks cracking. The new Holland Cr690, I suppose pack really, by Rick Blacklabel TWD Modding. That's the last of the mods for the 16th of November. A map did come out, Brosum by Torben, 187.03 megabytes download. Hopefully I'll get onto that next and get that up as quickly as possible. I hope you found all this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.